So back in early 2001, I found this text-based MUD game called Nightmist Online. And this was just after we'd upgraded from our dial-up internet connection to broadband, and I was looking for some games that I could play on my Windows 98 PC. So Nightmist is a multi-user dungeon, or a MUD, and you basically navigate the world without graphics, so no 2D graphics, just text on the screen, and that's how you see the world. So Nightmist has probably been running now for around 24 years, and unfortunately today it has no players, but back in the day it had hundreds of players, and it was hosted from the developer's house. So Nightmist was created by Jonathan Lee and Hoggett and Simon Croder, and it was based on a tabletop D&D game that they made very early on. So originally this was the original login screen for Nightmist. I don't think this will actually work right now, but we'll give it a go. I think that's my password, I don't quite remember. Okay, no. So yeah, it's I mean the server's hosted somewhere different now anyway, so yeah. But we can have a quick look at the character creation here. So this is the original. 6 races, 7 classes. Let's take a look. Let's just put test. Okay, so yeah. The current game looks a little bit like this. And they have 2 servers, a main server and a 1 alt server. Originally they just had the 1 server, and these are my characters. And this is it. You move around. If you played the game for a long time, you can usually figure out where you're going, either by counting the tiles. If I go up down 4, should be a bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. West. There's the bank. So once you get used to it, you can kind of remember where everything is. So if we go all the way to the top here, go west and then up a few tiles, we should come to an arena. Oh, too far up. Oh, have I gone too far? There it is. Okay. So yeah, it's been a while, but you get used to it. You remember where everything is and how to get to places. Back down to the tavern. So yeah, so this is a MUD. Now I probably spent about 5 or 6 years heavily into this. Every day, all day, every day. This is all I did. Just playing Nightmist. And when I learned that it was only made by a couple of guys, I kind of inspired me to want to make my own game. And so I asked, how did you make it? And they said they made it in Visual Basic 6. Back in 2001, Visual Basic 6 was a very popular language. It wasn't originally intended to make games, but people did. Oh yeah. So I decided I was going to make my own MUD. I knew nothing about game development or programming. So I started off looking for different things to try and make this MUD. So originally I came across Quest, and you can make interactive fiction games. This is the first game that I made. So it's basically very inspired by Nightmist. But yeah, so I made a map. There's a sheep. I think you can attack. Can we attack the sheep? I can't remember. But yeah, this was kind of like my introduction to making a MUD game. I wanted to change the interface, but the software was closed source, so I couldn't do that. But it was pretty good. It had its own scripting language. So you could write code, essentially. Yeah, it's pretty good. And Quest is still going today. If we go up here, we go to textadventures.co.uk. It's still going today. And you can play games online. So they're all interactive, they're all single player, none of them are online. But the thing about this particular version of Quest had network, so you could connect to a server, you could make online text games, which was kind of cool, which is exactly what I wanted. But yeah, you can see if you can find some RPG. Here we go. So you can play these games online, which is kind of cool. Oh, this is different. Oh wow, okay. Wow, this is really cool. Yeah, that's a different one. What about this one? Oh wow, okay. These are kind of cool. There's not the usual interface for the game. I guess it's come a long way since I last used it. I'm pretty sure my game is still on here somewhere as well. Let's see if we can search for it. There we go. So yeah, so you can play them online now. It's pretty cool. So that was my first introduction to kind of game development. And then I found Mirage Source. So this is the current website. This is the old one from 2006. It probably didn't change in about 6 years. And then the current one. So then I found Player Worlds, which isn't around today, but it was based off of Mirage Source. Mirage Source is a 2D engine. So if we take a look in here, I actually released the most recent version of Mirage Source. See if this will run. Should do. So you had a client and a server, and you had to code in VB6 to make it work. So let's see. Did I just run the server? I'm pretty sure I just ran the server. There we go. Okay. Oh wow, that's janky, isn't it? Oh, there we go. A little bit slow. No, of course. It's probably a DLL issue. Let's try this one. We'll do this one because I know this one works. Unfortunately, I can't turn off the music. There we go. So this is the 2D version. Mirage Shores, this is a little bit different than the original, because this is one I've updated myself. But yeah, so you'd have the in-game map editor. You'd be able to edit items and stuff. So let's say it's a weapon, you can edit the strength and whatnot. Very basic stuff. But there wasn't really anything in the way of online mods. There was RPMUD, which was a telnet kind of thing. So you'd have the server, which was written in VB6, but you'd connect to it via telnet. And I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted it to be like Nightmist. And so in 2011, I took the 2D engine, which we just saw there, and I removed, I don't know if this is going to work, by the way, so I removed all of the 2D stuff and made a MUD. This may not work. It may work, it may not. It's very old. And for the most part, it worked. But the way this engine is coded is incredibly inefficient. So the second another player logs in, it's, you know, yeah, not too great. But I was quite impressed by what I achieved with this. So yeah, I mean, it essentially works. So we're at a weapon store. Let's go south. I think the arena is somewhere over here. There you go, training arena. So you can spawn a mob. You can attack it. It hits you. Oh, I tried to attack but missed it. Oh, did my club broke. Let's equip another one. Oh, he's a tough one. I think I'm going to die here, though. Yep, there we go. I died. So, yeah, I mean, it works. But it just wasn't very great. So we had parties, we had online statistics, active staff, navigation. So you can use this as well. You can have that any way you want, which is kind of cool. Your ally list is like a friend list. Toggle AFK. Sounds, music. You can edit your profile. Macros. See who's online. See some stats. Very inspired by Nightmist. More or less everything you see here was inspired by Nightmist, because that was the, you know, the game that I played the most. That's what the game that I wanted to make. I think we can look. Can we look? Yes, we can. And this description here is more or less the same as what was on Nightmist. But I think what I set out to achieve, I definitely achieved. But in terms of a playable game, it wasn't too great. Fast forward many years later, and I decided that I wanted to try again. At this point, we had a much better version of Mirage. Byte array packets, so it was much faster to send data to and from the clients. The code was optimized. Lots of improvements were made. And so today we have this. And this is the main game. This source code is free on SourceForge. You can search for it, MirageMUD. And it works absolutely fantastic. I never made a game with it. The whole intention was to make what I wanted to make back then, and then just release it to the public. So here we go. And this was obviously a much better version, not just the interface, but if you clicked an NPC, the information would come up here. If you clicked something in your inventory, a little image would come up. It's light in there, it's your profile and everything. So it was really cool. But I didn't change much in terms of the content. Everything was still more or less the same as the original engine. Except obviously the map editor was changed because it's not a 2D game anymore. So we've got all this. This is how you make the rooms. Add the NPCs, any items that appear. You can add music. So this is, you pick this, and then it gives you the color code to put in for the text. And this was probably the hardest part of making this version, was having the multiple colors on one line. But that's yeah, if you download the source code, you'll be able to see how I achieved that. It took me a while to figure it out though. So we have MirageMUD, and what I want to do today, after giving you that long introduction about me playing mods and what I've made, what I want to do is I want to completely clone Nightmist in my MirageMUD engine and make it look exactly like the original game. So first things first, I think we'll probably go through this. We'll maybe do the easier thing first, which is to create the login. So we will get on with that. Alright, but yeah, so far so good, I think. It's only taken me an hour, but hey. I think that's close enough. I think that is a success, and I think I'm going to stop for now. And then next time I will do well, I will do the character selection. So currently we have this box here, which is our character selection. We get a list. Get a list. When you select one, it shows the avatar, and then the buttons. Obviously here there is no avatar. But that's it for now. I'll do another video showing the character selection. Goodbye.